Hi everybody, how are we doing this evening? It is, hello, I am so excited again. Today is Tuesday and we are into day number 5 of the 12 days of research giveaway, and I am so excited. I am so happy to be doing this again, and let me just catch everyone up and let you guys know, those of you who are watching who have missed some of the other episodes, let me give you a little bit of information here. My name is ARodesky, and yes, this is the ARodesky Genealogy channel. So you are here right now watching the 12 days of research giveaway, and the whole reason for me doing this is I wanted to find a way to thank all of you who have been watching me and supporting me through this whole entire time that I started my YouTube channel and that I've been in business with my genealogy business. This is the best way that I could think of to thank each and every one of you who have been watching. And oh, hey Melanie, how are you? I'm doing very well, thank you very much. So this is the way that I wanted to thank each and every one of you for everything that you do and the way that you support me. And by doing that, there are 12 wonderful sponsors who have helped sponsor these episodes that I'm doing. So if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be able to do this and offer you guys some of these great giveaways that I've been given the opportunity to give to you. I see. Hi, Brenda. How are you doing? So this is why I'm doing it. I'm happy to be doing it. I love doing it, and I'm glad you guys like it and are enjoying it, I hope, just as much as I am. Okay, so with that being said, I want to start on what today is. Today is sponsored by Lisa Alzo. I don't know how many of you have heard of Lisa, but Lisa is a genealogist, a writer, she's an author, she's an instructor, she's a freelance writer. She has been doing genealogy research now for, I think, for about over 27 years. So when I say that she knows her stuff, she knows her stuff, okay? She knows what she's doing. So one of the things that I was so happy that she is sponsoring this with is a book that had caught a lot of attention of a lot of researchers and genealogists, especially those who have Polish ancestors or Czech or Slovakian ancestors, and that is this book here. This is the book that you want if you have ancestors that you're researching that are in Poland. The title of the book is The Family Tree Polish, Czech, and Slovak Genealogy Guide. Excuse me, How to Trace Your Family Tree in Eastern Europe. This book has so much information in it. Hi Janie, how are you doing? This book has so much information in it. So let me give you a little background on Lisa and why I love this book, why there's so many people that like this book and want this book. Lisa has been doing, like I said, she's been doing genealogy research now for over 27 years. She began her research in Slovakia, her Slovakian roots, about 1990. So she's had 25 years of research just focusing on Eastern Europe genealogy and this specific niche, so to speak. And the reason why is because that's where her ancestors are from. Her grandmother was from over there in Slovakia. And there is another, like I told you earlier, she wrote more, she's written a lot of books. I think she has about over 12 books that are out. And this is just one of those books. She has another book that was out, and I was trying to remember, and I think I wrote down what the name of the book is. I'm pretty sure that I did. That it's a family book that the three Slovak women. I can't even say it, Lisa. I am so sorry. And that story is actually, that book is one that she wrote on her grandmother and her mother and herself. So it's a really great story. It gives you a lot of information as to what she went through, what her grandmother went through. I think it's something that if you guys have ancestors that are in Poland, that might be a book, or Slovakian or Czech, you guys might want to take a look at that book and read that. So, but this is what you guys are here for. You're here for this book, okay? This is 240 pages of hints, tips, instructions, guides, everything you need to do your research. if you're, like I said, if you're looking to do your research, Polish research. I'm stuck on my words again tonight. Okay, so let me go over, I guess some of you guys might like to hear what some of the information is that you have in here in the book. Am I right? Would you guys like to know a little bit more? Okay, first thing I'll go over is, why not start at the beginning and tell you guys what some of these chapters are? Okay, she has, some of the chapters are the key genealogical resources. So there's the key resources that you're going to use when you're doing your research over there. She gives you lots of tips and keys to use when you're over there. Actually, there's some great charts here in the back to be able to look at some of the words and the names that are over there. I mean, let's face it, when we're looking at a different country, we're looking at a foreign country, no matter what country it is we're looking at or what country it is we're from, deciphering what the language is, that's sometimes the hardest hurdle to jump over, to get over there to understand what is in these documents that we're reading. What's nice in the back of this book back here, she has guides on, I don't know if you guys can see this, on key Polish terms and different, how to sound out some of the letters. She also has in here like days of the week. So how many times have you looked at a document and you're looking there going, how do I know if it's Sunday or Monday? You can't even tell what the days of the week are there and that you're reading. She has it all written out in here. There are tons of keys, tables in here, spreadsheets to be able to help you decipher all of that and figure that out. She has tips in here to help you how to decipher some of the records that you're looking at. Not only the words that I was talking about, but also the layout of the records. Because if you're doing research here in the States, our records obviously are going to be different than when we look at the genealogical records and that are in different countries. So she gives you some tips on here on how to decipher those records. She also has in here some great online resources to be able to help you, assist you in that research that you're doing. Melanie wants to know if it mentions surnames in it. I don't know. It does have some surname tips in here to help you decipher some of those surnames that you're looking at. And I know why you're asking, because when you're talking, like I said earlier, when you're talking about some of these surnames and some of these, learning to read over what the language is and decipher the sounds of the letters, that can be very hard to do. And Melanie, you're right. Great question. There are some tips in here how to break down some of those, surnames for you. Actual surnames in the definition of, if you're looking for a book that has, the names of every single family, or this isn't a book where she has focused on research in individual families. This is a book to help you to start your research on your family and give you tips on being able to get that research done. Does that make sense, Melanie? And another thing in that same area is that she has case studies in here. And as a researcher, when I started doing my research, the fact that you actually have case studies, great, Melanie, thank you. The fact that you actually have case studies that actually help you figure out your research. What I mean by that is, when you're doing your genealogy research, sometimes the easiest way to learn and comprehend what you're doing and know what's on these documents is to look at what someone else has done. So she gives you, in this book, she's going to have case studies in here that you're going to be able to look at, and they're going to be able to help you on your path of your research. So case studies are very helpful when you're doing work like this. I don't know how many of you have used case studies when you've been doing some of your research, or you've looked over at someone who you know who's been doing genealogy or who's been doing family research, and you've asked them for tips, or you've asked them if they got stuck on something or if they've had that brick wall. Well, with these case studies she has in here, it's going to help you with that. Okay? It's a nice extra tool to have in this book. I mean, this is 240 pages full of helpful tips and clues and guides to get you where you're wanting to on your Polish research. Also in here, she talks about the individual towns and villages, and that for me, now I'll tell you now, I have not done, I don't do research in Polish. I don't do Polish research, Czech or Slovakian research, because for me it's very difficult. But with this book helps to break it down some and helps you to understand your villages and your towns and the directories that are there. She has some really good tips in here and guides to be able to help you to break through some of those. She also talks about military records in here. I don't know how many of you have thought about the military records. I know some of you do a lot of military research, whether you are a member, you do military research here in the States. I know some of you are members of the DAR, and then you find out that you have ancestors that were also in the military that were overseas on the other side of the pond, as some of you refer to. So there's some really good tips in here on looking at the military records also. And of course, she's going to talk about the history of the country. So there's some information here on the history of the country, which when you have a little bit of the background on the history, it always helps when you're doing that research. It helps to guide you on the directions that you're wanting to go. Are there any more questions? I have some here on Facebook. I have a couple that came up, and I'm going to answer them real quick. And if anybody else over here on YouTube has any questions, go on ahead and send them to me, and I will answer those questions. Somebody was asking, okay, this is from Patty. Patty wants to know if there is a CD or DVD with the book. No, there is not. But like I said earlier, great question. Good question, because sometimes having those, people like to have those, and I understand that. But there isn't one with this book. But within this book, she does give you some good resources to help assist you on your your research online. So you can go online to some of the suggestions she has in here, and that might be able to help you. I hope that answers your. Hope that answers your question on that. And let's see what other. I don't want to keep flipping the pages on this. The names and pronunciation seem to be a tipping point. Does she give tips on sounding it out? And that came from Kathleen. Yes, Kathleen, she does give you tips on sounding the words out. In the very back of the book, she has some tables that are here in the back to help you sound out the letters and break down the words, and then the surnames, because I know on YouTube earlier I had Melanie ask the question in reference to the surnames, if she helps, if there's tips in there or guides in there to help you break down those surnames to sound those out, and she does. She has I believe there's an alphabetical table in here, so like you know what an A looks like in the English language to the A, the B, the C. She has some of those tables back here in the back, so that's also very helpful. So yes, she does have some tips on helping you sound out some of these words that are difficult to sound out. And I completely agree with you. That's a great question, and that's something that's one of the big reasons that I like this book, is because she has those tips in there to be able to help you on that. Somebody asked me, I don't know who this is, because you have a code name, but it's 986 High. So 986 High wants to know if can we hire her to just do the research for us? I didn't say it at the beginning, and I do apologize. Down at the very bottom are some links for you guys to click on. Lisa Alzo's website is down there. It's lisaalzo.com. It's LISAALZO.com. Sorry, I had to think for a second. She has a website there, and I know on her website she has some tabs and information up there where you can click on to look for any presentations that she's giving, any presentations, lectures, some of the work that she's done. So you can go on over there and see. At this time, I don't know if she is taking any clients or not, because I do know that she is busy doing a lot of books, but I'm not going to say yes or no. Go on over there and pay her a visit, and you can ask her, okay? Let's see, what else? Oh, we have, that takes away all of the fun. Janie, what takes away all of the fun? Trying to sound it out and trying to guess? What, having the tips in the bag takes the fun out? Is there any photos in it? Yes, there are some photos that she has in here. There's some maps. There's photos. There's maps in here. Oh, it takes all the fun out of hiring someone. Yes, you're right, Janie. So Janie was referring to the fact that earlier I have a gentleman over here, or a lady over here, that asked me the question if Lisa was hiring, and Janie says, well, that takes all of the fun out of doing the research yourself, and that is true. It is a lot of fun to do the research. We have a good time doing it and breaking through those walls and finding out new answers and new information about our ancestors. But I understand that sometimes some might not have the time to do it, and they might be stuck and need a little assistance on it. So, but Janie, you are right. It is fun to find that out, to research that ourselves. Now back to Melanie in reference to pictures and things. I know she has, I don't know what kind of pictures, if there's anything particular you're looking for. She does have pictures of documents and parish records and things like that in here. And like I said, there's tables and maps in the book to be able to look at and help you. And like I said earlier, the links and everything are down below to click on. And when you go over to Lisa's site, you'll see all of the books that she's written, the charts that she's done, the organization she's belonged to. She belongs to APG. Even did a cookbook. There was a cookbook that she did. Sorry, I have to click. My mouse just jumped up on me. There was a cookbook that she did, and I haven't had it yet, but I would like to get it because I'm curious as to some of the things that are in there, because it has recipes that have been passed down in her family, and so I'm sure it's pretty neat. It's recipes from her mom and her grandmother, and it's a traditional cookbook that she has with traditional recipes. So that's another thing you'll see when you go over there to her website and take a look. Melanie says, nice, that helps. Okay, good. Yeah, I wasn't sure if, Melanie, if you were wanting anything specific when you were talking about photographs in the book or not. Let's see. I do have another question over here. Yes, okay. Okay. Rich asked about the pronunciation, and Rich, in the back of the book, there are some tables in the back of the book that can help you with the pronunciation on the words and help you break down some of the surnames. I know that seems to be one of the most difficult things for a lot of us when we're looking at records from another country and we don't know the language, trying to decipher what it is that's on that paper and how to sound it out. That seems to be, and it's understandable, that seems to be a difficult thing to do. It is for all of us. So Rich, don't worry about it. In the back of the book, yes, there are tables in the back to help with the pronunciation of the words and the letters that are in here. There's also, like I said earlier, there's a lot of guides that are in here that she has in the back as far as the resources go on the internet. And one of the great things that she has in here also, she has information in here on to help guide you in requesting some of those vital records. So when you're wanting to see some of these records or these documents that are over there, she has some guides in here to help you achieve that goal, to be able to request those records that you are looking for. One of the other chapters in here I know in the book was Jumpstarting Your Research. How many of you have started to research? I mean, if you've been doing research and if you have Polish ancestors or just genealogy research itself, you need help in jumpstarting it and getting it started. And one of the good things with this book is that she helps you lay it all out and helps to guide you where to start at and where you need to go, and she helps you dive right in there and get that research done on your Polish ancestors. All right, so how are we guys doing? Are we doing okay? Okay, good. Okay, oh, I have one question over here, and yes, I did mention, I need to remember to say your guys' names every time that I do this, so that way when somebody else watches this later, they'll understand that who I'm talking to and understand the question, or the answer that I'm giving to the question. This is a question from Rose. She said that I mentioned some of the books, and she wants to know where she can find all of them and the titles. Down below, Rose, is the link to Lisa's website, and she has her books on there. There's also, I think the books are also on Amazon, but if you go to her website, she has all of the books that are on there that you should be able to look at, and I think you can purchase them directly from her website. And she asked, what does is APG a guide? I mentioned APG earlier. APG it's not a guide. APG is an organization that she belongs to. I belong to it, It's the Association of Professional Genealogists, and it's I think I mentioned it when I was talking about some of the organizations and a little bit of the information on Lisa. Is when that mentioned. That's the only reason I can think when I would have mentioned that. All right, guys, I think we're doing good. Before we go, I hope you guys don't mind, but I don't think Lisa is on here tonight, and I understand why. So for that reason, today is Lisa's birthday. So I want to tell Lisa happy birthday. I hope she's having a really good time and she's enjoying her birthday. And so you guys tell her happy birthday. So if anybody's watching this, when you guys are watching this later, make sure you send a little message to Lisa and tell her I said happy birthday. You said happy birthday, I said happy birthday, and hope she's enjoying it. So, Janie, that's nice. Good. Lisa, you've got a happy birthday shout out. Thank you guys. Oh, good, Brenda. Thank you guys for watching and hearing a little bit about the book here that Lisa has sponsored and allowed me to give to you guys. Oh, before I forget, I did mention, and I want to show you in the messages that you guys were receiving, that it is autographed. She did autograph it and date it for you guys. So do you guys have any more questions? Are there any questions before I ask you your question for the end of the night? Because we have been at this now for 21 minutes. This goes really quick. Are we all doing okay? Okay. Yes. Oh, okay. Over here on Facebook, I don't know the answer to this question. This is another question from Rose. She wants to know on the front cover of the book if this is Lisa's ancestors or not. And I don't know, Rose, if this is or not. That would be something that I will have to ask Lisa, and I'll do a follow-up post on this and let you guys know. I don't know if those are her ancestors that are on the front of that book or not. That's a good question, though. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much for watching. And remember, down below are all of the links to click. If you click that subscribe button and, I'm sorry, if you click the share button and the thumbs up button, you get an extra 5 entries into the drawing. So down below, the link to register for the giveaway, click on that, and you guys know how to click on it and answer all of the questions. And the question for today is, do you know where in Eastern Europe your ancestors are from? So if you have ancestors from Eastern Europe, do you know where your Eastern ancestors are from over there in Europe? So share that in the comments down below. And I want to thank you guys again for watching and helping to wish Lisa a happy birthday and good luck. I'm trying to figure out how to hold the book. And good luck on somebody winning this book, because this is a really good book. There's a lot of people that would like to have this book. So thank you guys very much. Click all the buttons down below. Make sure you register. I am really getting tired. Make sure you register, share, and give the thumbs up. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow will be day 6. And same time, same locations. And I will talk to you guys then. Thanks, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.